Hey, peanut shake. Let's see if I have people head. I both got big heads.
Also, I have an issue, Josh. And you may have to tell me I might just be fucked.
Let's hear it.
There is a puzzle
Yes.
at the lighthouse involving fucking statues.
Yes.
I did the puzzle.
Yes.
It leads me to a room with a piano.
Yes.
And, like, obviously this is a hidden door where the two lamps are.
Yes.
Why is it not open? Because from everything I've read, I was supposed to watch these wisps float into the door, and then it was supposed to open, and it's just not open. But I can't turn any of the statues because they're all turned around.
Have you taken the two wisps down there?
I thought so.
No. So look, do you have the game loaded up?
Yeah, I'm at the lighthouse right now.
All right. Do you have the? Are you like in that area?
Yeah, I'm at the piano.
So, okay. So go back to the main open room.
Okay.
There's another door on the other side.
Yeah.
You have to open that door.
Well, how do I open that door?
So there's if you this all right. Hold on. Let me think.
See, because I was reading a guide and they was like, oh no, yeah, that door's supposed to open in there, and you're supposed to talk to somebody or read something.
All right, go outside. There's a gosh, I'm trying to think. I'd have to like be there to remember. There's a portal that you can go through that takes you to like on top of a building, and you can use one of those lasers to like hit 3 crystals, and it'll open the other door, and then you can take the other wisp over there. Or there's 2 wisps. You have to find the 2 wisps. I don't remember exactly. I have to be at the lighthouse to really
Looking
remember.
for a portal then.
So there's like I'm trying to think. There's like
Oh,
I think you also have to progress far enough because there's like a place you can go, and like a door opens. So you have to do the other. Do you have all the companions? Like, can you get to all the floating buildings around you? Like, do you have like the elf gray ward and the black gray ward, dude?
How did you get so good at fixing alluvias?
I'm pretty sure you have to have all of the.
There is one.
Of course.
There's one
Something
like
wrong?
area I don't
Dea
have yet.
wants to meet.
Yeah.
That doesn't
Which
sound...
one is it?
She
Do you
wants to
know?
blend
It's like
Caterina's
the
funeral.
far back right one.
Oh,
Yeah. See, that's the
Right.
one you need.
If
You
you
gotta
don't mind,
get
let's not keep Taya waiting.
what's his nuts? The gray ward dude.
Ah. Yeah, see,
Because
I
there's
don't-
like you have to go up, and then there's a thing that goes building, and then there's a portal you have to go through, and maybe you can do it before you get everybody or not, but you have to get on top of the building. You go through the portal, get on top of the building, and it lets you point that laser to the 3 buildings, and then it opens up another door.
Okay.
You can do it fairly early because I didn't even. I was stumped by it for a long time, but I stumbled across the thing that you need, and I was like, oh shit, I could have done this forever ago.
The Shadow Dragons have a hideout.
Already?
Discuss the funeral arrangements. Okay. All right, so I haven't made it far enough. That's
Yeah, I
cool.
think so. I think you have to get what's his nuts.
I just fell off the lighthouse. That's fine with me. Why am I running all the way back? I keep forgetting that I can literally just go to my map and fast travel.
I'm in a cutscene.
Travel to Chorizo. I want to take Lucanus, obviously. And Valara, I think.
Jacobus. How is he?
It is good, Rook. We worry about Jacobus. His future seems so dark.
Holy shit.
Good, you're here.
Thank you for making the arrangements, Dea.
For Katerina? How could I do otherwise? I'm so sorry, Lucanis. This must be such a blow. Rook, thank you for coming with him. I need Juan de la Muerte to plan this. His cousin has been no help at all.
I'm sorry, Dea. This is just too much right now.
If there's anything I can do, just say the word.
You're such a dear. I hope these two are paying attention.
Dea, don't flirt with my colleague.
Jealous? Fine. To business, then. There's a lot to
Fucking
plan.
Manfred. I fucking
But
love
first, I need
Manfred,
the
dude.
ashes.
Ashes?
Make it help us. Yes, the ashes. Katerina's ashes. From the cremation?
Oh, yes. Of course. I'll get them to you right away.
Ilario, what happened?
What do you mean?
Katerina, how? How did the Venatori get to her? When? Where? In the estate? In the city? How did they get past our people? What did they use? Poison? Blades? I need to know.
Cousin, stop. You can't dwell on this. It'll drive you mad.
I'm not dwelling. Zara killed the first Talon. I have to know how if I'm going to stop her.
I told you. I'm handling it.
There's so much
Boys,
damage. Just
enough of
fucking
these.
900
We have
damage
other
just
things to
swinging
discuss.
with this fucking
My
axe.
apologies, Andrea. Continue without me. I
Got a pretty
Get you
broke
the
ass build
ashes.
going. Ooh, that actually hurt. Holy shit! I had to drink a health potion.
That dude.
How are you holding
yeah.
up?
That dude sold
I'll
us
be fine.
a whole family
Better
out.
once we
He's a
kill
piece of shit.
Zara
I can
Renata.
tell already.
It's him I'm
Which
worried
who?
about.
Who? Which one is it?
Hilario
Lucanus'
can be a
cousin,
handful,
Ilario.
But this,
Dude's a
Oh
piece of
yeah,
shit.
the
Laura.
only time
Yeah,
I've
Laura's
seen
a
him
piece
like
of shit.
this
Like
is
I
when
can tell,
Lucanis
like so
started.
far it hadn't been told that,
You're
but they were
worrying,
just like,
aren't you?
go get her
What
ashes,
will
and he's
people
like, what are you
say if
talking
they
about?
hear the
It's like,
demon
oh
of
no, this dude's a
Iraqium
piece of shit.
has a big,
Yeah, not to
soft
spoil
heart.
it. He's a piece of shit.
He's
I'm not
been
gonna tell you
careless
how,
at
but he's a
times,
piece of shit.
But never
Oh,
when
he's
his
the
own
one that
life
got
was on the line.
Lucanus trapped and
Zara
everything
took down
else,
the
huh?
first Talon.
Yeah.
Anyone could be
Yeah, I
next.
can find
And
kind
my
of
cousin
tell
doesn't
from the
want to
get-go.
think about it.
Yeah,
You have a
it's
point.
not hard.
It's not like
especially
Hilario to ignore a
especially
knife
like when you do a
coming at
couple
him.
more of the missions.
What do you need from me
It's
from
like
the
it
funeral?
puts it like in your
Come.
face.
I'll get us some drinks and we can make the arrangements.
Yeah. There's some other shit that happens with it, but I won't tell you that.
Our house owes you.
I just
for
want to
handling
throw out there,
love
by the way,
Lucanus.
Katerina
Lucanus is
loves
just
family.
better Anders.
Can you imagine what she'd say if
Yes,
she saw
yes.
us all like
Just
this?
way better aim.
She'd be furious, especially at Ilario, as usual.
How did you stay on our good side?
What good side?
Yeah, I
This
want to
is
get
the
through
first
this
boss
now
fight.
because the
Lucanus
next
can
thing
do that.
I want to get into
It's
is
easy to
Stalker.
look good standing next to
Yeah, yeah, I've got it. I
I'll have my
haven't
people
haven't
keep
even.
an eye on him for you.
$1.27.
Thank you. I've got to finish this
Go
before I
on. I'll let you know if something
start
comes up.
sinking my teeth.
A
into
lot of
something
people
else.
like, even though the game got like, oh, it's pretty good, but it's buggy as shit.
Yeah.
like,
well, I
I've
mean, what
watched-
isn't anymore?
I've watched some people play, and it seems like it's pretty good now. Like, it had a day one patch that supposedly fixed a bunch.
Well, I mean, hell, Pi said that he played he's
You're
played through
going
it
help.
twice now.
And there's some good bargains out there for you.
Damn, what'd he do? No life it?
No, well, yeah, probably, but apparently there's a bug at the end of the game that is like game breaking and like you can't beat the game.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
But he said he beat it. He basically beat the game and then played through it a second time and beat it a second time and ran into the same bug. Lucanus has
Sometimes-
become one of my favorite
Sometimes it'd be like
Good luck with your contracts.
Dragon Age companions.
Also, I just want to throw it out there. Okay. There should be something to fucking tell you that you're somewhere you shouldn't be yet.
Nah.
have you run into that yet? Have you run into a situation where you're like,
That was the
I'm
first
level
half of the game
11.
for me.
What the fuck is this level 25 ogre?
I fought all the bosses in the crossroads, and apparently you're supposed to like fight some of them, like where I'm at now, where you're almost in game. But I fought them all before I was like level.
Okay. I was just
You can do it.
I was fighting a level 25 ogre in Treviso, one of the Gate of Sorrows ogres.
Yeah.
And like I was headshotting that motherfucker and like his health bar doesn't move. So I guess I'll take Nova this time. I don't like her.
Hold on, I'm in a cutscene. Hold on.
Fewer people than I expected. Let's find Asher.
Asher?
The Viper. He prefers to be called Asher in private. Said I could tell you.
Trouble in the Anvalanim. Darkspawn.
But those tunnels are safe passage for...
I know. We've had to close that entrance.
We can help. We've recently had to deal with Blight. Those Darkspawn have to be destroyed before they get out into the city.
Alright.
Hey, Remus. I'm here.
This is troubling. Darkspawn in the city.
I'm just the assistant.
Welcome to the shop. I'm Lorelei. Anything you need, just ask. See you again.
Also, I have found one, like, I don't know what the rarity you would call it, but it's a red item. You know what I'm talking about?
Hold on, give me a second.
The Anvalanim should have an entrance this way. The passage is hidden by a wall. Venatori. Why are they so close to the shop?
All right, go ahead. What were we saying?
I have like one of the, I don't know what rarity you would call it, but it's like red rarity item. It's like a special item.
It's a unique, yeah.
Yeah. You probably have it, I assume, because I have it so early.
Do.
But it's my favorite thing.
What does it do?
It's the one. It's Red Jenny's pants, or whatever.
See, I'll have to look and see if I've got that.
It makes it where when you drink a potion, if you use a health potion, You summon
There.
bees to
Is that the wall
attack
covering?
everybody
yeah,
around you.
Yeah, I've
the
got
one.
that. Yeah,
Ah,
yeah. I've never
Switch
used
behind
it
the
though.
serpent's head
I
on the left.
fucking love it.
Because I have so many red
Like the
things.
ossuary,
Like I have
but without the
a hacks where it's light attacks or heavy attacks, and I have a helmet that makes all of my heavy attacks do like stagger or some shit.
I just like where because that's what's her name,
Can't get
the
through here.
elf chick
But we've
from
gotta clear the
Inquisition.
obstacles somehow.
That's who she was
Yeah,
Red
yeah.
Jenny. Or she was one of the Red Jennies or whatever.
Did it.
The crazy
We can get
bitch.
through now.
Yeah.
I hate tunnels. Let's kill those shadow dragon rats so I can leave this place. Get down here with
Right now I'm making like the big decision.
for reinforcements.
Reinforcements. We can't let them reach the Shadow Dragon hideout. Even more Venatori? We have to take out the leader.
Promise. Don't make it look easy.
Something I don't like though is like I think the combat's better than Inquisition's combat. Okay? I'm not gonna say it's not. I think it's snappier and more action gamey, which I think kinda helps this game with the mainstream. Because I'd be okay with it if it was like the first one. Honestly.
Yeah.
And was just like almost like playing an MMO because I love the first one so much.
Yeah.
We're still blocked. There's another
But
oil somewhere.
something about the combat still feels kind of weird, and I don't know what it is.
Well, it's like fast paced.
Got us at a distance. Let's end this.
What power defies us?
Now's your chance.
And I do find it kind of lazy that your finisher's like always the same.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the things that bothers me the most.
Talking about the
Like your stagger bar finisher.
yeah.
The fact that like if it's a normal enemy or if it's a boss, I do the same thing kind
At
of
least that seems
irritates
to be
me.
the last of them.
Yeah,
Should
there's a
be
couple
safe.
of things.
The
You know,
shadows keep the entrance again.
it's one of those
Let's
things where
find
like
it
you
and tell them
have
to open up.
a game company that makes a game, and especially like this, and all I have to say is the amount of dialogue. Every single side quest has like a unique...
Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie though, it's not the same as it used to be.
No,
Like-
it's not. But I mean, you can
like-
tell it's made by a different company, big time.
And well, my thing is this is how I feel about it, the game compared to the other ones. This game, in a way, kinda seems dumbed down a little bit, if that makes sense.
Well, again, it's
Like, cause even like, yeah, there's a lot of dialogue, but you do not have the choices you had in the past Dragon Pass.
no,
quests.
your choices.
Like, you can't-
feel like they
You
don't.
really can't be like a piece of shit. Like, you can't be a bad guy.
No, you can't.
And
Definitely
I'm
couldn't.
okay with that.
Well, you really couldn't do that like that in
Inquisition.
either.
Yeah, I mean, but you still could be more of a
There
dick
it
than
is.
you are on here.
Hidden entrance
Like
back
in
there.
Inquisition,
I mean, you
you
can
could be,
still
they would be like,
find it.
"Oh, the Heavenly Mother," and you could be like, "Fuck that bitch. She's dead. Why are y'all still complaining?"
But of course, you can't do that in any game. Changed it. 'Cause
I
it's come
guess.
so mainstream.
It's
It's not just. It's not just
All clear
Dragon
down
Age.
here.
The
It's-
way I will say it, in Inquisition, I've kind of felt the same way in Inquisition. Just I
Yeah.
feel it more in this game. I think
Yeah.
the first
Well, again,
Dragon
listen,
Age
I think
game.
How old Inquisition is, dude. In
The first Dragon Age game, in my opinion, will always be my favorite. The
Oh,
first one
shit.
will
Oh,
always, for sure.
hands down, dude.
The
Hands
amount
down.
of content in the first Dragon Age game, just dialogue-wise and shit, I don't
Yeah.
think any other game has ever came close to. I mean, as much as people love Skyrim, I think the first Dragon Age game, like just the choices you had and shit.
It's a sandbox game, right? It's a
just
sandbox game.
Yeah, it's just different.
Dragon Age is a linear RPG.
How did the Venatori find the Shadow
with
Dragon's
some
hideout?
small amount
Isn't it a
of
secret?
like you can run around the map that you're given at your own free will,
Someone
and
might
some
have
places
talked
you
about
got to
the
come
shop.
back to. It's just
People
it was the
spreading
first of its
rumors
kind.
that's easy
And
to
again,
handle.
they
The
can't.
dark
They don't.
It wasn't though.
That's
It wasn't the first of its kind. A lot of people think that, but you got to remember.
Well, no,
like,
not the first of its kind. Not the
they
first of
had
its
made
kind.
the game before. That's why KOTOR is still considered the greatest Star Wars game ever made.
Yeah. Well, it's like with the
You got to remember, it was the same people that made KOTOR.
And stuff.
That's what was made right before Dragon Age. Like,
yeah,
that was the last thing BioWare really worked on before Dragon Age was KOTOR.
I didn't mean to say it's the first of its kind. What I mean is like it was an RPG that had a story that was really kind of unlike most other stories.
wasn't
Like
just
it was a
Darkspawn.
fresh new thing that they just hit.
Darkspawn and Blight.
Oh, yeah, and it was
I
dark.
love the Grey Warden.
It was dark and gritty.
Yeah. Gory, bro.
Let's not
watching
jump
those
to conclusions
watching
before
people
we
get
have more
mutilated,
answers.
walking into town,
looking
like
for
it's
answers
like
about
on
the
here,
Venatori,
people die and shit on here, but it is nothing like it was in the
on
first,
the other side of
especially
the
in
city.
I mean, same with
I mean, even
Inquisition,
the
though.
second one,
Yeah.
the second
And some
one
of them
even
are spotted
really
heading
started
towards
to
the
dumb
shop.
it down. You know,
Could be a
people don't
coincidence,
die,
or it
and
could
I
be
mean,
something
in this
more.
game, I mean, people
It's worth
die,
a
but
look.
like
Agreed.
not.
Let's go.
Like you don't get to see people have their chest ripped open by
Oh
a
yeah,
fucking
you don't watch
darkspawn.
the ogre pick the king up and just like ragdoll him around.
Yeah,
fucking on the
ragdoll
ground.
his
Yeah.
ass.
The
I mean, I
Viper,
still love the
or
game, but I don't
Asher,
think
I
that it's
suppose.
just this game. I
Is
just
he
think
the
that
leader of the
games in
Shadow
general-
Dragons?
What I was getting at was like the first Dragon Age.
He
If you
made
really
his
think
name
about it,
freeing
right?
slaves and supporting their rebellions.
You got the
He
first
won't
Dragon
stop
Age
until
game.
slavery ends in
That was
Tevin.
about making your Grey Warden.
things for beautiful
Yeah.
That was about making your character and telling his story. That's the way I see it.
You know,
second game?
you could fuck Alistair through the whole game if you wanted to.
Oh yeah, yeah. The second game, like in two different ways. The second game,
Viper's real name is Asher?
the second game,
three because you could make it fuck Morgan too.
yeah.
Or so he
The
says.
second game, it
What do
did
you
kind of
mean?
dumb it down, but I still feel like in the second game, it was about
Does it?
making your champion, like your champion occur.
Well, and also in the first 5 fucking seconds of the game, you fucking like in the first 10 minutes of the game.
As many times as I've
one
played-
of your fucking siblings gets their fucking body
Oh, yeah.
fucking mutilated.
In Inquisition, as much as I love Inquisition, and I played the fuck out of Inquisition, okay?
Yep, I did too. I did everything that it had to offer.
Inquisition, I mean, it kind of felt like, yeah, you were making your Inquisitor or whatever.
That was more about
But
the building the castle.
Yeah, it was less about, I don't know, it just felt like it was less, like, up to you what really happened in the lot.
Yeah. Well, it's
Like, there was a ton of shit to do, and a lot of it could have mattered, but in this game, it just feels like it's not even really like, this is your character. It's like, no, this is Rook's story, not your story. This isn't
Yeah.
for your character to play this, so you're playing through this as
you're
Rook,
playing
and we
Rook.
kinda already have an idea who Rook is as a
More
person.
Venatori. Guards, probably.
That's the way it feels to me, just...
I mean, yeah, I can see that. I mean, because like you can kind of, you know, and it, like, not that it's for me, but like you can do the funny thing, like you can answer funny, but like even then it's not really like
that different from what you would have said otherwise.
Yeah. It's like I feel like any answer you give, I mean, you can give bad answers and like change how people feel about it, but I feel like all the answers you give kind of, like, you know, you can do the fist or whatever rage. I feel like sometimes when he does that, it feels like a child kind of like lashing out. I'm like, oh, that's, you know, where's the stoic answer? I mean, again, I love the game. I've done almost everything in the game.
I mean,
But
yeah, I'm having fun with the game too. I
don't think it's the game. I don't think it's. I think they have guidelines that they have to set in games now.
It makes me almost worried about the next Mass Effect, because they announced that there's no DLC for this game.
Yeah, well, that's because it didn't do as good as they wanted it.
No, like it was critically acclaimed or whatever, but apparently, like money wise, this game is not doing good.
Yeah. Well, it's not doing good because I mean people bought it. I mean, you know, it sold plenty of copies and stuff, but it's not like it doesn't have the concurrent players because people. I don't know. People bought it, played it for a little while, and then didn't play it. So it's, you know, they can clearly see. I mean, like a game company as big as the one who made this game clearly see from the first week or month that there's no point in making it still. Now maybe they will way down the road, like they did Position. And they let a DLC out for Inquisition like 2 or 3 years after it came out. You know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've got my money's worth out of it.
Oh, I'll get my money's worth out of it. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, my thing is I worry because they announced there was no DLC for this game or anything like that, and that they were immediately starting work on Mass Effect.
Yeah, well,
and that's where my worry is.
I hope they make it more serious.
For one, you know, I was not an Andromeda fan.
Someone's mad about their
I can
fellow
see why a lot of
not only because of the broken shit, like just something about the story and something about the gameplay. I just could not get into it like the other Mass Effects. Like I went back and played the Legendary Edition, and I still love the first 3 Mass Effects are amazing, and I just cannot do Andromeda.
Well, and also it's hard to let go of, you know, like you.
I really think, and this is, you can look at this however you want. I think that making it open world kind of fucked it.
Well, see, I mean, I could see that.
I think if it was still a little linear like the first 3, that it'd have been more like streamlined or something. I get so overwhelmed, even on like the very first world on there. There's so much shit to do.
Oh yeah.
Like I make, and it's my. I know it's one of those things where hey, it's my fault. I understand that. Like every time I've went back to play Andromeda and tried to really make it towards the end, the same thing always happens. I'm on the first planet.
I love it.
Even though I complete the first little, like we went down underground and with the chick, the Asari chick who I hate. Phoebe or whatever. And like you do that shit like
I know a Venatori.
How do I put it?
When I hear one and I know
instead of going from right there and being like, alright, we're gonna go to the planet with the alien dude, and his people. The pink and white looking guy.
Well they're the fucking like the Hive guys before they became the Hive guys.
Yeah. But you know who I'm talking about. Like, you go to their planet, you get him as a companion and shit. Before any of that, my problem is I will 1,000% get that first planet to, like, 95% what's that?
Before you move on?
Ability, how do you say it?
I don't know.
Like, to where it's where you can inhabit it. Like, where the people are, it's safe from be. I have to get it to, like, 95 fucking % before I fucking
move on,
and it takes you hours and hours of random little pissy side quests that don't feel like they really matter for nothing to get to that. You know?
I mean, I feel that. I mean, but again, I like, and again, I'm biased because I love sci-fi games anyways, and I love the Mass Effect world. It was a bit tedious, but I did everything in the game, and I actually played through Andromeda twice.
How's that?
I fucking loved Andromeda. I mean, I loved it just because it's a sci-fi world that we go through. Now, that's not to say that it didn't have its flaws, quite obviously. And again, with like, I think it's hard to get into a game like that when your whole world's built around Shepard and
Reapers.
The Reapers and that fucking ship and your homeboy
being a Spectre.
Which
technically you be a Spectre. But I even feel like that kind of lessened the story of the originals. Like, that, like, retconned a bunch of shit, right? Because you find out that, like, your father was the first real Spectre or what the fuck ever. And it's like, well, that kind of makes Anderson being... Like, the whole thing about finding out that Anderson was the real first Spectre.
Yeah.
For the humans, and it wasn't even Shepard. And then he refused the job for whatever reason or whatever. You know what I mean. Like, you know all that shit. Like, it kind of lessens that when you're playing Andromeda, and it's like all of a sudden, like, your dad was a Spectre the whole time.
Is being paid off by Venatori.
Oh yeah, I get it.
And it's like he wasn't the only one. And it's like, I don't know if I like that.
I am.
Look at this.
So,
draining
you're probably
into the
gonna have
tunnels below the city.
to look up where those two wisps
The gods
are.
gave
But
the
I think
Venatori a relic they can use to
I
control
think that you
Darkspawn.
have to have all of the
last couple.
containers.
I'm missing two.
This explains the Darkspawn.
Because
we
you
keep
only
finding in
need
the
two
catacombs.
wisps, and you
At
go through
least
the
they don't know
portal,
what the
and you
Shadow
come up
Dragons
here,
are.
and you can stand above the
Exactly.
balcony and fix this thing.
Hey, Rook, is everything all right in there?
Somebody will come and tell you, oh, that there's a thing that
I
you
thought I'd see if you
repair
needed
at
help.
the lighthouse that will make things. It'll help
Did you
you out
find
or
anything
whatever.
in there?
And then that's how
Risen
you get
gods
to it. You
taught
have
the
to be.
Venatori
They
how
have
to
to tell
control
you
Darkspawn.
about that. I think before
We
the
found
wisps
documents
are
from the
even
Knight
here.
Commander. I knew he was crooked. I didn't think he was actually a Venatori.
Let's head back to the shop.
Because I know one of the wisps is like if you go to the front of the building, there's like a stair set that you can go around to walk up to the top because it's where one of the faces turn
You
or
managed
whatever.
to catch the
Yeah.
And
stragglers
there's a
fleeing the
wisp
warehouse.
that ends up there.
They'll
But
think twice
again, I think you
The
have
Venator-
to have all the companions before you can do that.
Is there something I can do? The risen gods are my responsibility too.
How do we know we can even trust you? You're not, and we know as
I need
little
900
about you
more
as we do these
of
risen.
Now,
the
what is it they
caretaker
say?
stuff
The
to be
enemy
able
of my
to
enemy is my friend.
have my
The cult
dude
has its hooks
completely
deep in the city. Venatori
balled
backers
out.
sit in the magisterium chambers, and now they wield power given to them by the gods. We'll have to get along if there's any chance of surviving this.
May, what are you doing here? You promised you'd lay low.
Tried it, didn't much care for it.
I need to go through this other cutscene.
Nice to meet you. I'm Rook.
Oh yeah,
There's
also
trouble
make
in
sure that you're
Magrathas,
checking the Dreadwolf's
Venatori,
memories as
and
you
Risen
play
Gods.
because I didn't know
Rook's
thing,
helping us
and then
with
I
it.
did them all at once, and I
Mavarus is
feel
one
like
of the
it
Shadow
probably
Dragon
like
leaders.
hiccuped my
Mavarus
story.
Talani, formerly Magister
Memories?
Mavarus Talani, at your
I've
service.
been doing a couple of the
Wait,
memories.
formerly?
Well, like as soon as I
My
find them, I do them.
enemies conspired
Mhm.
to have my magisterium
I didn't do
seat
that.
stripped from me. We can talk about it later, if you want. My concerns feel petty when stacked against risen gods. The Shadow Dragons have a lot to discuss, but you, Rook, are expected at the Swan.
Me? The cobbled swan? Why?
The First Warden is here to speak with you.
The first warden? Let's hope we actually get some help with the blight.
Come back when you can. I think we'll need your help again.
Am I about to get a Grey Warden? I'm going to talk to the first Warden. I completed part 5. So did you boys have a good Thanksgiving?
Oh yeah, we went to Crystal's mom's house. I mean, we got another Thanksgiving. Wesley and Sunday we're going to my mom's house, so it's like a Thanksgiving
They're telling us
weekend.
Hell yeah.
My sister's boyfriend
I heard about the
brought
warehouse.
us a tote of deer
Darkspawn,
meat
huh? Those damn
that I
Venatori.
vacuum sealed and froze. So tomorrow when I wake up, I'm gonna finish cleaning up my kitchen, and then I'm gonna do some mushrooms, onions, carrots, celery, some roasted tomatoes, a little bit of bone stock, and then I'm going to take 2 neck roasts in my my roasting pot, and I'm gonna put them in the oven on 300 couple of slow roast some deer meat. I'm pretty stoked about it. Not gonna lie.
Very nice. That's very, very nice.
Fucked it up the other day because I made one. Got it. It was like, you know, it's all to temp. It's all been. He let it dry brine overnight after they cut it and deboned it. So I was like, fucking. He gave it all, and while I was vacuum sealing everything, I fucking
Come back
put some in the
anytime.
oven. But I had the fucking oven too damn hot, and I had my roast, instead of sitting on top of my vegetables, I had it sitting on the pan, and it fucking got way overcooked. You know that you can cook deer meat like way rarer than you can like a beefsteak?
Well,
not like way rarer, like bring it off at 100 degrees, you know what I mean? But you can eat it at 130.
yeah. Well, I was going to say you also like have to be sure of
You know,
like
you're somewhat famous
where
among
it
the
come
Shadow
from,
Dragons.
Yeah,
At least
like-
the demon of Virantium is.
like if it was
Famous?
if it was something that had
Because you're a
like been
mage
bitten
killer.
by a tick and had Lyme disease, then you would have,
Yeah.
you wouldn't want that.
No, you definitely would.
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you, this is a big secret. Shh, don't tell nobody. If I end up with the fucking Affagaff shit, where you can't eat red meat anymore, I might just end it.
Dude, me too.
That's where I am.
It might be it, but
I hear them yelling at me, but like,
do pork. Can't even do
because
pork.
you're a mage killer.
I mean, you can't do hardly
You turned that
anything.
title on Venatori.
You can do chicken
That's
and
a point
fish.
in your favor.
Chicken and fish.
I saw some of the shadows work before.
Turkey.
Well, anyway.
You need birds
Their
and fish.
opinion
Like,
is worth having.
not being able to eat a hamburger.
Yeah, but
I'll-
listen, you
I'll
can't
just-
even do stuff with like beef stock. Because that'll fuck you up too. Listen, she can yell at you all she wants, Ben. I'm there with you. We can do it together. We'll just close our eyes and we'll wait until the sinks is dry and we'll jump off at the sinks.
People are still getting over demons pouring from the sky. Oh, what's next?
Ugh.
That's what I swear. That's what he said.
I'll say it again.
He said he'd say it again. I couldn't imagine not being able to go to McDonald's and eat a cheeseburger. Could you imagine having to go to McDonald's and eat a fish fillet every time you went?
Oh God, don't do that. Why would you say that out loud? Well, there's things you can do about it now too.
You want to leave me in this world by myself with those?
Yeah, if we can't eat red meat, abso-fucking-lutely.
I have parents.
Yeah.
You'll be alright. You'll be alright.
So then neither does your mother.
I finished out the list. Good work.
And also, just want to throw it out there. My father knows the court system better than everybody else.
he do.
Huh?
Which thing?
Ruffled any feathers lately?
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
No one's tailed me if I did.
All right.
No, I did not say that. I said Dad might be able to figure out some way for us to get help with it. I did not say he would be able to cover it. We've got to take care of the other thing first.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when you do that is when you ask about the other thing.
They kind of go hand in hand.
What's being studied in the circle? And
Yeah, but I mean, when are you supposed to go to court? Alright, so we've got a month to figure it out. It'll be all right. Well, we just... I mean, right now, nobody has lawyer money. So...
Downtown's never short on nightlife, is it?
What I said about Dad helping was, for one, Dad and Ed Stein are like best fucking buddies.
He said I should get out more.
Ed Stein's the circuit court judge. He's like over top the circuit.
The Archon doesn't care.
I don't think it has to go to circuit, but that just means he's high up there. So he could probably assist in some way. Yes, he would know what we would need to be really doing, is what I'm saying. He might be able to, you know, pull some strings, maybe. You know, we're still going to need a lawyer and everything, but maybe he, you know, make sure we get a lawyer that's a good lawyer, and or maybe a lawyer that's not just going to be ripping us off for a pile of fucking money. Especially if in the long run, like, if asshole just gives up his rights, which we're assuming is what's going to happen. I mean, why wouldn't he? So, we're assuming that's going to happen, so us needing a lawyer is just a mute thing anyway. Like, we need one just to have one. Not necessarily for them to do anything. Yeah. So, maybe Dad, you know, Dad probably knows, like I said, he knows Ed Stein, and he knows a pile of lawyers and other judges and all that shit, so he can just help us in the right direction, mostly. Is what I was getting at. I wasn't saying that, like, Ed Stein's just going to sign the paper and we're going to be good. But he might keep it from being like us having to pay a lawyer a few $1,000s. Or you might have a buddy or something that would do it for like a couple $100. You know, spend a couple hours out your day and make a couple $100 is, you know, pretty good. I'm just saying, like, maybe less. We'll just have to... That's what I'm saying. Just can't none of us afford $5,000 right now. So there's something. Discus soup.
What?
Nothing. You're just so serious.
So are you.
Cynical, sure. Married to the job, I'll give you that one too, but serious? Have I crossed that line? Well, what now? Do I brood to the middle distance? Speak in solemn tones?
All right. Take it back.
Come to buy? I'm sure we can strike a deal. It's a discreet place to shop.
Look around and you'll find something. We've got, I don't know, something you might need?
Rumored resistance group up front.
Yeah, well, anyways, that's mama. You know.
Who's back?
I am Jowen Glastrom, First Warden and Supreme Commander of Weishaupt. I received word of your team's request for Grey Warden assistance after an incursion of the Blight at Demeter's Crossing. I looked into you. An adventurous veil jumper, best known for discovering and then losing an invaluable map. I'd imagine that caused a certain resentment among your veil jumper superiors.
The expedition was in trouble. I knew going back to help my fellow jumpers likely meant losing that map. I wanted that ancient knowledge, but I wouldn't risk lives for it.
Explain to me how a veil jumper poking around in elven ruins unleashed the Blight.
I was stopping an elven god from bringing down the veil and destroying the world.
An elven god?
Fen'Harel, the Dreadwolf. He goes by Solus. He's got a lot of names.
I did not come here to listen to fairy tales. I am here because of the Blight.
Right, but it all ties together. See, when we disrupted the ritual, Solus got trapped in the Fade. But two of the elven gods got out. Elgranon and Gillenane, we think. And they're blighted.
Why would elven gods be blighted?
The ancient elven gods used the Blight. That's why Solus imprisoned them. The point is that the gods are making the Blight worse. Demeter's Crossing was just the start. That's why we need the Grey Wardens.
I suspected more politicking from the remnants of the Inquisition. I see now that I was wrong.
I'm really glad to hear that.
It is clear that whatever you did to unleash the Blight has corrupted your already weak mind.
Okay, wait.
You will be taken to Weishaupt and placed under heavy guard until the danger you caused by unleashing the Blight passes.
Are you kidding me?
I assure you, I am deadly serious.
I don't have time to sit here and stroke your ego. You need to shut up and listen. The threat is real. The gods are coming, and they're bringing the Blight with them.
Let me tell you something about the Blight. It is evil, it is implacable, and above all, it is predictable. The Blight has not changed in over 1,000 years. The Grey Wardens will defeat it, as they always do. And we will do so without you causing confusion with your deranged conspiracy theories. I suggest you come along quietly.
Adamant Fortress 941, Dragon. The Grey Wardens attempted to raise an army of demons. Hardly the models of good judgment yourselves, are you?
Everyone knows Warden Commander Clarel acted alone at Adamant Fortress.
Acted alone, you say? Imagine if everyone were to see the letter I discovered where you authorize her actions. I wonder how that might complicate the narrative.
Oh, are you prepared to risk the security of the Grey Wardens for this deluded boy?
You may be surprised to learn that I care very
Talking to
little
the
about
Grey
the
Wardens.
security of the Grey Wardens.
Oh yeah, you're the first warden, bro?
Stay away from the Blight and do not pester the Grey Wardens with
Well, you know what he was talking. When Dorian shows
Oh,
up,
yeah.
you know what he was talking about, right?
Oh yeah, I remember.
With
He seems
First
upset.
Warden Clarel
Was
and
it
all that,
something I
summoning the
said?
demons.
In the
I
desert?
played
Yep.
through that.
Yep. Inquisition.
Whew, that was close. Wasn't looking forward to being dragged off to a Grey Warden dungeon. Who should I be thanking for the assist?
Magister Dorian Parvis, at your service. A mutual friend thought you might require some support.
Mavarus Talani? Of the Shadow Dragons?
The very same.
What's your relation to the Shadow Dragons?
About a decade ago, Maevaris and I started a political faction called the Lucerni. We were going to change Tevinter for the better. Everyone would recognize the common sense benefits of our approach, and we'd all live happily ever after.
I take it that didn't happen?
I just realized who this was I'm
framed,
talking
kicked
to.
out of the Magisterium, and the Lucerni were dissolved.
He
So
he
she
doesn't
took
look
the
the
movement
same.
underground.
Nope.
The Shadow Dragons.
Since
Dorian
I still
from
hold the
Inquisition.
Magisterium, that
No, it
makes
looks
me the
way
Shadow
different.
Dragon's
Yeah.
man on the inside.
The First Warden's a problem. If he won't help, I need him to stay out of my way.
I'm sure he'll show up again. Like an ulcer. For now, pay him no mind. No Grey Warden worth the name sits in a Menrathus lounge sipping wine. You need the Wardens? Look for the ones out there fighting the Blight. In the meantime, the Shadow Dragons will keep a close watch on the Venatori. Good luck. I'm sure we'll see each other again soon.
Only the veil stood between us and a world of blighted darkness. But on this side, the gods could only tap a trickle. They had to turn that trickle into a flood. They sure could have used Solus's dagger to rip open the Fade. But some foolish mortal had taken it. So, they'd have to create a dagger of their own. Drowning the world in blight was just a matter of time.